Hello, Arthur and my peeps. How are all my lovies doing? Today is a beautiful day, but rather hot for me because it's humid. But today I'm reading about the Rescuers from Walt Disney. It's an old film, so I don't know if you know of it, but that's okay. Once upon a time, there was a great white albatross who ran an airline. In fact, the great white albatross was the only airplane in the airline. Bernard and Bianca were small mice who went for a long ride on the albatross airplane. They wanted to help a little girl who was in danger. She had written a note in a bottle. It said, "I am in terrible trouble. Hurry, please help me." Two cranky crocodiles watched the little girl so she could not escape. Bernard and Bianca did not like those two mean, ugly crocodiles. The dragonfly did not like crocodiles either. The dragonfly buzzed an angry buzz whenever he saw them. The dragonfly's name was Evinrude. Evinrude was a neighbor of two friendly swamp folk, Ellie Mae and Luke. One night, the brave little girl escaped and ran through the swamp. Fireworks burst into the air behind her, and flares lit up the sky. But the crocodile guards chased the little girl, and they caught her. Bernard ran out onto the jetty. A jetty is a kind of pier. He jumped up and down and cried, "How can we get to that little girl?" he cried. "We must save that girl." "Bernard, you are very brave," Bianca said. Then Bianca gave Bernard a big kiss. "Evinrude will take you to the island," said Luke. "He'll take you in his leaf boat." Bianca and Bernard leaped quickly into the leaf boat. Soon Bernard and Bianca saw Madame Medusa. She was aboard the old boat. She was screaming and shouting and waving a cane. There was a great heap of necklaces on a table. "I don't want these silly old necklaces," cried Madame Medusa. "I want the diamond called the Devil's Eye, and I'm going to make that little girl get it for me." For a while, Bernard and Bianca hid in the big organ. The crocodiles pounded on the keys of the organ, which put air through the tubes and poofed them out like that. Whoop, woo, doo, poop, poop. Bernard and Bianca scampered off and found the little girl. She was a pretty little girl. Her name was Penny. Penny could hear Madame Medusa quarrel with the crocodiles as she told them they must not let Penny escape again. Penny tried to hide under her quilt. "Don't be afraid," whispered Bianca. "We'll save you. We're the rescuers. We'll get you off this terrible old riverboat." But then Madame Medusa came with her helper. His name was Snoops. They took Penny away in Medusa's swamp mobile. They took Penny's teddy bear. Then they lowered Penny into a cave so she could find the Devil's Eye diamond that was part of the treasure hidden down there. Caves are dark places. Do you know why they're dark? Because they're underground. Penny was frightened. Bianca was frightened too, and so was Bernard, but they found the huge diamond anyway. Then Medusa and Snoops pulled Penny up, up, up. Snoops and Madame Medusa were two villains You knew that, of course. And then those villains began to fight between themselves over the diamond. Bianca and Bernard laughed when the villains fell into the water. So did Luke and Ellie Mae. Evinrude the dragon buzzed happily with his wings. Then Bernard and Bianca and Penny went far, far away from the swamp. They threw away Madame Medusa's map with the big X that marked the treasure. Sometimes treasure is gold, and gold is dark yellow. Bernard and Bianca didn't care about yellow gold. They liked the yellow of Penny's hair. Then they liked the yellow dress that Penny wore when she went walking with them. They also liked the yellow sun that they saw when they left the swamp. Now that Penny and Bernard and Bianca were far away from the swamp, they sometimes walked to the zoo. They see zebras at the zoo, and if you look in the right place, you will too. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye. I love you, by the way.